Good evening, welcome to Sound Health on Lagos Television. I am Ola Sumbo Mudupe. Sound Health comes to you every Tuesday on Lagos Television. Did you know that 40% of pharmaceutical products today have a natural product basis and a landmark drug derived from traditional medicine? The World Health Organization says 80% of member states now use traditional medicine. This is our focus today on Sound Health. The conversation begins after this break. Please stay tuned.
Traditional medicine is widely used and increasingly relevant in the world today. Yet, it has been around for millennia. At a time when we were more in balance with our environment and in harmony with nature, we began looking into its healing powers to cure our aches and pains and discover our own remedies. Our understanding of traditional practices began to grow. Now over 80% of the world's population use traditional medicine. Situations.
It is still Sound Health on Lagos Television. Joining us via Zoom this evening is Dr. Oladipo Kolawole, Head Microbiology Department at Adeleke University. He is also the founder of Helix Biogen Institute, which has developed COVID-19 vaccine candidate that has been captured by the World Health Organization, making it the second from Africa. Good evening, Dr. Kolawole. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the program. I'm so grateful, and it's my pleasure to be here.
All right, Dr. Kolawole, the World Health Organization says over 40% of pharmaceutical products today have a natural product basis and landmark drug derived from traditional medicine. Why is there a sudden shift or an attention to the traditional medicine?
You know, what drives, let's say, some of the time is the need. And from what a point of discussion we had, I think before we talk about the Western medicine, it's finding roots from traditional medicine. So most of the drugs that we are taking today, we have what we call synthetic and semi-synthetic. They naturally got it from plants or biological origin, but due to the production, so such a compound are synthesized, and that is why because those compounds are synthesized and the shifts away from natural drugs for people to be used. And another thing I've seen from my personal view is that there is a way we have downplayed the traditional way of treating things, and before the Western world brings their ways of treatment, which is good to us in Africa, we have some various means that we have been treating our people, and we need to encourage it more in a scientific manner so that all of us can get a dividend of being an African truly in the way we treat ourselves.
Let us know the difference between natural medicine and traditional medicine. Is there any difference between the two?
I think when we talk about natural medicine and traditional medicine, they are intertwined. Yeah, they are intertwined. Uh, Anything can be natural. Water is a medicine, it's natural. So the word traditional, it's too big. It's a set of people that call something traditional. I don't subscribe to it. How will somebody call my thing traditional? What does it have to be that's traditional? So did I have to? I feel like it's just a set of people calling some set of people traditional. So that's why it is. They say somebody is a traditional ruler. Everybody is a ruler. If it is working fine, let's purify it, let's package it well, and let's make use of it. So, in my own sense of definition, I can't say that anything is traditional. Doesn't mean that chloroquine, that quinine that was gotten from the tree, doesn't mean it's traditional. So, it's our approach to things that we rather say is traditional by a selected group of people. I'm an African. I won't say anything against traditional. It's really, it's really natural. That's what God is giving. And when we call natural, it means there's no additives of any other chemical. The way it is from God is the way you're actually using it. And that is why you see some part of trees, some part of leaves, some leaf stem, every other thing. And I don't want to talk about the scientific one. That's why you see, even those people that are herbalists, they know about herbs, they tell you that in terms of nature, that there are some trees that you need to harvest in the morning, because scientifically there are some compounds that are present in the morning that are not that are present in the evening. Horror and nature, so they are natural. Anything I'm not adding any additives, chemical to. So that's my own scientific definition for that.
Okay, because the World Health Organization termed these medicine, these herbs as traditional, away from the conventional, and they also listed acupuncture, yoga, and some indigenous herbs. That's the reason I am actually seeking a clarification. So, how safe are these medicines, these natural medicines?
I think they are safe if the producer or the people that worked on it before sales are able to go through the scientific procedures that is expected. And that is the challenge that we had, those who believe in the Western medicine, that before somebody is taking those drugs, what are the evidences that these drugs are passed through the safety procedures, that they have tried it in animals, they've looked out for some parameters and see that it is safe. And that is why in Nigeria we have NAFDAC in place. For anyone that is in that, we have to submit our product to NAFDAC, and after we affirm and reassess. Even me personally, I do that for people in the lab in our institute here to affirm and assess that if that is okay for sale. Then if it is safe for drinking or for usage rather, then you can now move further for the efficacy. Is really treating the disease condition that you have. And the way to go about it is that you're going to create a disease condition in an animal. After creating a disease condition in an animal, then you can now use that your drug to treat that animal. Then compare your diseased animal with non-diseased animal to actually see if what you have is potent. And it is from there you're able to calculate the dosage. At okay, at this dose, this is what is going to happen, this is what is going to happen, this is what is going to happen. So, but if those who are into traditional medicine or natural medicine, so-called, do not have this data, it will be difficult to convince people. And also before then, we have some grass that we have something grass regarded as safe. There are some plants, some trees like that. For instance, Zobo, everybody drinks Zobo, and it has with Medina use. So some of the time, people may not have the need to carry out that assay, but for scientific acceptance, those assays needed to be done so that it can go beyond Nigeria, it can go beyond the shore of Africa. And that is what the Chinese guys, they're actually doing. And that's what I can say. And even if you look in the past, I'm not advertising, I didn't have a relationship with them. If you look at Yanken when they started, the way they package their drug in a scientific modernized way. So if people getting involved in those things can have the latest techniques and tools to package their drug for safety, for half-shelf life, every other traits that have been able to overcome those challenges, like in the Indians, the Chinese people from China, they're able to package their drugs in a natural way. And that's why you see people buying a lot of supplements up and down like that. And that's only the difference, that we Africans need to do something like that so that it will be well acceptable. I have heard about India that even with China, rather, you go to China for hospital, you have the traditional medicine people, you have the Western medicine people, so you can go to the clinic and choose which one you're actually interested in. What
the natural herbs or the natural medicines have been with us from time immemorial. It is territorial, no doubt about that. It is an African thing. So how do we move above this past mark?
Yeah, I think one of the ways to move away the past mark is to see ourselves as a team, and those in the field should work with other scientists and try to present the evidences in a scientific manner. Not like when we do, somebody will have a drug that can kill 15 diseases. It doesn't work that way. That drug will have one of the ailments that is most potent against. So if you can learn how to present our data, our results in a scientific manner, then it's more easier for us, for our product to be well acceptable internationally. Then when you do that, you do animal trial. There is a way you can do a mini clinical trial. Then you have your data set, you register with appropriate agencies. We have NAFDAC here, we have Federal Ministry of Health, we have Standard Organization of Nigeria, we have all those organizations. Once you register, you pass your mark, then you can move to real journal, because the cost for you to register in Ghana, the procedure is quite different from Nigeria. So you move gradually, until you're able to get the whole world at large. But the most important thing is that it must be well documented, it must be verifiable, we must be ready to share data with people that we trust, and we're able to follow the procedure for registration and scientific procedure involved in drug development.
Dr. Kolawole, are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, apart from
I know that funding is a big challenge.
Funding and the infrastructure is a big challenge.
Yeah,
How do we overcome these two challenges?
In terms of infrastructure, we have a way around that. Like I said, we should identify different institutions and organizations that can support each stage of our study. It's a bad mentality to feel that I'm developing something, I will be the one to finish everything. No. If you can collaborate with other people in the field, it is pretty much easier for people to actually get this thing done. Then secondly, for funding, I think in this space, it works beyond that you can, if you have a preliminary data, you can apply for grants, you can apply as a firm for investors. If you have a preliminary data, so I can show that this thing is potent. Those who are interested in making money from drug, because all the big pharmaceutical industries that you see, so people are invested in it. So if you present your data in a logical form, it's the place for you to see investors that will really support the work that you are doing.
The World Health Organization is also advocating plant-based meal, plant-based medicines for tackling malnutrition, eating hunger, and all that. What's your support? What's your take on this now that we are also advocating for regulation and advancement of natural and traditional medicines?
I think that's the best thing, because me personally, I'm thinking in that line, because I have some studies I'm doing in my own lane at the lab at Edix that we're actually working on antimicrobial peptides, but of plant origin, because we know that it is easier for us to work with plants. We have a lot of phytochemicals and other things, and these are the things that we consume every day. There is nobody that will not take plant products in a day, and we know that most of the plant products, not all, but most of them are actually safe for consumption, and they are readily available. This is something that easily you can mass produce. If you have a land, you can cultivate the plant as much as possible, and you can create an artificial environment for you to have the plant throughout the whole season. So these are things, and when you cultivate the plant for your drug, the plant is also contributing to the ecosystem, thereby contributing to the fact of climate change. So you see that it has another impact. Even if you are deriving products from it, the plant we are growing is contributing significantly to the environment. So that's why I know WHO, because they want to green gas to be reduced. So it's then chemicals, because most of those chemicals are recalcitrants. Then we look at plant-based products. Our shelf life is shorter compared to other chemicals. So it means the bioaccumulation that you have, the toxic level will be reduced compared to the other sources. I think with all these points, few of them that I've just mentioned, that is why WHO is trying thinking in that line, in which I'm in full support of what they have come up with.
All right, the World Health Organization is having its first high-level global summit on traditional medicines. What is your agenda for this summit, and what are your expectations?
I think the agenda for this summit is virtually very great, because it's going to showcase a lot of traditional natural medicine, people that are working in that space, to showcase what they are doing, to showcase how far they have gone. And that is why I say that possible we can see the effect of those drugs. At the same time too, we can see how many people can come in to support those individuals. Because if that platform is not existing, there will be an available opportunity to showcase those who are working in that area. And we can see most of our plants from different regions, what they are capable of doing in terms of health.
Okay, Dr. Kolawole, now your calls to action as we wrap up this segment.
Yeah, I think one of the things I rightly say is that we need to work as a team of both scientists, the general population, and most of these things that we have in Africa, we should not let go. There should be proper documentation. We know in the olden days there are some old papas that have done that. They could not document what they are doing. So if it's well documented, we can work on it as a scientist. Then we can be able to make it in the proper way, calculate the dosage, know what will hamper you, know what not hamper you, know the dosage you needed to actually cure a certain ailment in the body. So my own advice is that we should embrace this as long it is scientifically proven, safe and effective for the disease condition that is being established for.
Safe and effective, that's the way to go. Dr. Oladipo Kolawole, Head Microbiology Department, Adeleke University, and founder of Helix Biogene Institute, which has developed COVID-19 vaccine candidate that has been captured by the World Health Organization, making it the second from Africa. Thank you so much for your time and thoughts on traditional medicine.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
All right, Sound Health continues with trending health report from around the world. Please stay tuned. Alright, this is why we say thank you on today's episode of Sound Health. Conventional, traditional, or natural medicine. Know that your health is paramount. Precautionary measure is key. Whatever you're using, whatever herbs, whatever medicine you're using, make sure you're cautious of your health, you're cautious of the quantity you're supposed to use, and ensure that it is safe. For comments and inquiries, please send SMS to 0035826603 or follow us on social media at LTV Social, #Sound Health. A sound health is a sound mind. Make healthy living your choice.